The International Day Against Drug Abuse is being marked today in Kisumu, and the day is being observed in the backdrop of the news that drug abuse is rampant in Kenya schools.
Laura Otieno is covering that story for us, and she joins us live from Kisumu. Laura?
Indeed, Trevor, good morning. And as you have rightly put it, the International Day Against Drug Abuse will be marked here at this very premise, that is the Jomo Kenyatta Sports Ground. And already we have been informed that a high-power delegation from the Ministry of Interior has already checked in, where we expect CS Fred Matiang'i to be making his way here. The CAS in the Ministry of Interior, Patrick Olentutu, is already within the premises and therefore will be making a speech concerning the role that the Ministry of Interior has to play in the war against drugs. Remember, Kisumu is at the epicenter of this conversation, being an entry point from Uganda, where there have been concerns of an influx of drugs, or rather alcohol, that is being sold in sachets, making its way into this town through the border points of Busia and the port as well. So, of course, we expect the Ministry of Interior to be making a speech on how exactly it plans to tackle that. Remember, also Uganda had made a ban on the sale, or the sale rather, of alcohol in sachets sometime in June. So, of course, that comes as relief on the Kenyan side, because that means the Ministry of Interior, or the security agencies, will be having an easier time in terms of controlling the flow of alcohol that's being sold in sachets from Uganda into Kenya. And of course, now we understand that NACADA is also set to officially present its statistics of the increased drug use, where they had earlier indicated that the age of exposure has gone down drastically from 11 to 4, and they were sort of attributing that to parents introducing these drugs obliviously in house parties and things like that, and corporate parties as well, and also the improvement in technology, where young people have access to technology, and some of the films that are circulating around social media have a lot of propagation around drug use. So, of course, they were indicating that they hope a multi-sectoral approach in the fight against drugs. They hope to bring a KFCB on board, security agencies and faith-based organizations as well, to ensure that drug use is minimized as much as it can. Remember, NHIF had also indicated that in the last financial year, they had spent 65 million shillings in terms of rehabilitation, or paying for rehabilitation services for drug addicts. So, of course, those are the numbers that we expect NACADA will be putting on the table, and how exactly they intend to intensify the war against drug abuse. Remember, yesterday we also had a conversation with NACADA CEO, Mr. Okioma, who indicated that there have been hitches as well in terms of licensing, where he had indicated that there have been problems with enforcement and licenses that indicate bar and restaurant, where he indicated that some of the people were selling alcohol way earlier than they are supposed to, and of course the setting up of schools and social amenities, rather schools 300 meters away from bars and things like that. So, of course, we expect NACADA to be making an official plea to the security agencies on how exactly they want some of their policies to be enforced in the backdrop of Idada, which is being held here in Kisumu. Trevor and Zinzi.